This program lineup is brought to you by Vision Express.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, Guam's automotive leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
For years, an encampment on Pago Bay shores created an eyesore. On Monday, several government of Guam agencies coming together to clear the area and also offer assistance to those living here. I'm Jonagan Charfres with a story coming up.
How do we balance national security and economic concerns? I'm Tomas Manglonia with the full story as the DoD provides an update to the Saipan Chamber of Commerce on activities and projects around the region.
United Airlines' inaugural flight for their new Haneda-Guam route is set to take off tonight. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama giving you a look inside the Haneda Airport.
Hafide and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day.
Well, Des, over the years, an encampment continued to grow and grow near the Pago Bay shore.
That's right, and on Monday morning, Park Police enforced the clearing of the eyesore on park and recreation property. Various GovGuam agencies joining in to help. Jonah Gonçalves has more.
An encampment made up of tin shacks, junk, and even a treehouse sat near the Pago Bay shore for years.
Heavy equipment coming through!
After being made aware of numerous complaints from those who live nearby, Park Police Superintendent Colonel Joey Turlahi executed a notice to vacate park and recreation property on April 17th, giving those who lived in the encampment until April 26th to leave. Otherwise, all personal property would be removed by DPR personnel and other government agencies. On the morning of April 29th, Park Police made their way to Pago Bay to enforce the removal of the encampment and eviction. Government agencies to include Department of Public Works, Department of Corrections, the Ordet Chalampago Mayor's Office, and the Office of Homelessness Assistance and Poverty Prevention showed up as well. DPR Deputy Director Warren Pelletier.
Individuals here that have been camping out here for years continually bring in stuff, but it's never removed. So it's been an eyesore to a lot of the residents around here and to the visitors to Guam that want to utilize the beautiful beach we have here in Pago Bay.
And although those who stayed at the encampment, for the most part, were cooperative, some wanted to take things into their own hands when it came to demolition. But along with the removing of all the junk in the area, it was also an opportunity to help those living in the encampment.
To find a home, that's why OHAP is here, so that they can give assistance and finding them a place to stay.
Pelletier says residents who live in the area are very happy the beach side was cleared of all the debris.
Not only are these people utilizing it, it's also it's right for people coming down here and doing drugs and things of that sort, illegal activities. So it's something that they want to take back and give back to the people to use for recreational purposes.
Several hours and 2 dump trucks full later, you can clearly see all the agencies' hard work paid off, with residents being able to pull up and enjoy the waters of Pago Bay. Jonagan Charfres, KM News.
Thanks, Joan, for that report. Great job with that story.
Yes. Guam's Attorney General Doug Moylan argues he has the same due process protections afforded to the governor to have the courts decide if there exists a duty to perform.
The Attorney General filing his open brief in his conflict case before the Supreme Court. He contends he seeks to perform all his duties required under Guam law. The issue surfacing after the AG disclosed his office is investigating 22 government of Guam agencies. He adds the AG cannot be removed or replaced with a non-elected attorney or any other official under the existing laws. You can read more by visiting KUAM.com. You've seen the disturbing video of water gushing out inside the Guam Memorial Hospital Tuesday after a supply line malfunctioned. It caused flooding on the first floor of the elevator lobby. Staff quickly quickly responding to make repairs.
The problem forcing Vice Speaker Tina Muñoz-Barnes to urge the governor to declare a state of emergency at the island's only public hospital. She writes, "Lives are at stake." You can read the full letter on KUAM.com. Well, is there a difference between online gambling, cockfighting, and bingo? The chief of police doesn't think so, responding to recent unsealed documents which identify 4 officers in an illegal gambling investigation.
With more from the police department's oversight hearing, here's Jonah Goncharfres.
Chief, I feel like you should have come down a little bit harder, though. For me, the takeaway is if the Secret Service is investigating it, I believe it's a problem.
Senator Chris Barnett, Chair of Public Safety, reacting to Guam Police Chief Stephen Ignacio's comments regarding the recent unsealed documents that identify 4 cops in an illegal gambling investigation during Tuesday's GPD oversight.
I don't understand the scheme. Nobody from the Secret Service has come to me and said, "Chief, this is why this is illegal gambling. This is why these people were under investigation." You know, if we look at our society, it's illegal for cockfighting. But people still cockfight on Guam. We have bingo on Guam. You know, we've all been down this road. Is bingo gambling? Is bingo not gambling?
The chief adding,
if the federal government, these investigative agencies, Secret Service in this case, determines that it is illegal gambling, and you know, the officer or officers get indicted and get arrested, then, you know, they have to deal with the fallout, and I have to deal with it as the chief.
The chief saying the most important fact that he needs is who are the officers that were involved based on the initials that were provided. KUM did release the names of the cops, but Ignacio says that there are many in GPD that have the same initials and wants factual information, awaiting word from the Secret Service as to who the 3 officers are. Meanwhile, Ignacio did say an internal affairs investigation has been launched. Jonah Goncharfres, KUM News.
The state of our judiciary demands that we defend Guam's democracy, and we must do it together. Supreme Court of Guam Chief Justice Robert Torres saying that during his speech in the Guam Congress building today. Torres, joined by his wife, former Senator Mary Torres, other island leaders, and his colleagues on the bench. He spoke on protecting the rights and freedoms essential for our democracy, adding the public deserves equal justice.
Across the globe, judges are increasingly targeted by those dissatisfied with their decisions. And Guam is no exception. More than ever, judicial officers are pressured to bend to the whims of popular sentiment instead of the laws they swore to uphold. Our island has experienced a rise in threatening rhetoric and attacks, mirroring a national surge in hostility towards the judicial branch. These attempts to interfere with our courts jeopardize not only our independence, but the very fabric of democratic governance. This isn't about protecting an institution. It's about preserving our democratic
issues and crime among the line of questioning, each getting 2 minutes to answer questions created by the students themselves. Democratic candidate Ginger Cruz was asked about the increase of illegal drugs.
We have to build stronger families. We have to strengthen behavioral health, because we also need to treat the problem that causes people to turn to drugs. But if we do both things simultaneously and we actually look at the future, it's going to be a technological future. So let's harness that.
Republican candidate Ken Leon Guerrero questioned on a best solution to address the power gap until the new power plant is built in 2025.
What we need to be doing is we need to be building up our local infrastructure at the village level. We need to provide more incentive for solar energy, because we are in one of the best places in the United States to harness solar energy.
Former Congressman Michael St. Nicholas, a Democrat, questioned on repairing the existing hospital.
We need to get past the politics. Our people are all in agreement that our hospital needs to get addressed. It needs to get fixed. We have the resources to do it. Let's put those resources to work. But let's get past the politics. And so how do we do that? How do we really get past the politics here in Guam? We speak up.
And Senator Amanda Shelton, also a Democrat, questioned about raising the minimum wage.
More important than raising the minimum wage at this time is raising the quality of life and raising the minimum wage to a living wage. So in the last Guam legislature, we raised the minimum wage, and we were able to do that with the support of so many working people.
Students also asked each candidate about the Jones Act and whether or not they would rescind or revise it. The incumbent, a Republican, Delegate James Moylan, was also invited but did not attend.
And you can watch the full Congressional Assembly by visiting KUAM.com. Time for a quick break, but keep it here.
You're watching KUAM, your leader in local news.
This racetrack has made it possible to make Guam, as mentioned, a center of the world. Racers from the States, racers from Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and so on brings everything together, brings us all together in this part of the world. And that is wonderful in itself.
At Not Howie says Taco Bell only really hits after midnight, which is why I'm going to use the Cantina chicken menu to help him see the Taco Bell light. It hits. Hi. Are you at Not Howie? Food hits, right?
The Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco isn't just for late night. The Cantina Chicken Quesadilla isn't just for late night because it has a perfect slow-roasted chicken to melted cheese ratio. That's chicken on the inside, cheese everywhere else. Introducing the new Cantina Chicken Quesadilla only at Taco Bell.
Welcome back to Primetime. Well, it's a question many want answered. When will Simon Sanchez High School get rebuilt?
Students eagerly waiting to hear the answer to this multi-million-dollar question during a town hall meeting with lawmakers, education, and government officials today.
Broken school, broken promises. These words standing out among the sea of signs held by Simon Sanchez High School students during a town hall meeting discussing the reconstruction of their campus. The phrase reflecting how many at the home of the Sharks are feeling as talks about their school's fate unfolds at John F. Kennedy High, while they remain displaced without a home. For Simon Sanchez senior Kira Jean Etsy, her last year of high school didn't entail a double session at JFK.
It sucks, honestly. It's like we don't even belong here. We're not comfortable here because we know it's not our school. And like, I was really expecting to, or like most of us were expecting to spend our senior year at Sanchez, only to find out we weren't.
Ralph Mikado, a fellow senior at Sanchez, sharing a sense of unease about the new environment. He says discussions about rebuilding his campus have been ongoing since before he attended high school. He hopes something could be done for the next generation of Sharks.
I hope that they rebuild Sanchez in a few years so that my sister, which is like in middle school right now, I hope that she can experience what it's like to be in Sanchez.
Meantime, Department of Public Works Director Vince Areola giving KUAM a rundown on the project status, saying a protest followed the issuance of a request for proposal for the construction manager for the school's construction, stopping the entire process.
We have turned over the protest to the Attorney General's office. We have not heard or we have not received a response from the Attorney General or any Assistant Attorney General. We've heard from their staff, but not directly from the Attorney General.
But Committee Chair on Education, Senator Chris Barnett, says he's gotten word from Assistant AG Fred Nishihira that they are working with DPW to resolve the protest.
Simon Sanchez has no place between this battle with the governor and the attorney general. And it's unfortunate that they're putting all these kids and, the future of this new school right in the middle of that fight.
Watch more of the town hall meeting on KUAM.com.
And in response to today's discussion with the DPW director, AG Doug Moylan tells KUAM, quote, if true that he is spreading this type of disinformation to our public school students and teachers, it's a poor example of what these kids can expect of their leaders and working for our government. The poor condition of our roads and DPW's directors' failure to protect the people's property speaks volumes.
In other news, a U.S. Marine Corps official told the Saipan Chamber of Commerce that the region is in a state of managed tensions.
Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotny reports as one business owner asks how the CNMI can balance national security and the economy.
What is the state of regional security?
The People's Republic of China is becoming more and more aggressive. Stark examples in the South China Sea, and continued dangerous and aggressive activity is creating unnecessary risk. Second, basically, that has created that we are in a state of managed tensions in the region. That's not just us, the United States, but also all of our partners. The three major states that threaten us, Russia, China, and North Korea, are taking unprecedented actions that challenge the international norms.
U.S. Marine Corps Forces Pacific Executive Director Mark Hashimoto briefed the Saipan Chamber of Commerce on the ongoing efforts in the Marianas.
So all of you business leaders, you think about this, and you ask us this a lot. What keeps you up at night? Okay, and this is how military leaders will answer it. Number one is that something big or something small is going to turn into something big. Okay, that's how World War I started. We want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Number two, that what we call indications and warning, that we miss something. We're keeping an eye on things to an excruciating detail, but that doesn't mean we're perfect, and a lot of effort goes on, on the part of our adversary to try and hide what they're doing. And number three, what keeps leaders up at night in the military is the notion that we might have to send Marine, soldier, sailor, airman, guardian into harm's way without being properly trained.
He was asked by a Saipan business owner how the CNMI can balance the need for tourists from China with national security concerns. Hashimoto pointed out that military leaders do not advise politicians on how to strike that balance, but he admits that while China is an adversary,
that does not mean that there is not space for cooperation. There clearly is, even within the military realm. We think that there is space for cooperation, something like humanitarian assistance or disaster relief.
Tomas Manglotny, KUAM News, Saipan.
Well, congratulations are in order for our friends at M80 Systems.
The president, Jessica Leon Guerrero, awarded the U.S. Small Business Administration 2024 State Small Business Person of the Year for Guam. She joins the ranks with fellow 2024 National Small Business Week winners. This prestigious recognition kicks off this year's National Small Business Week. Leon Guerrero stating, "I am truly honored to continue to be inspired by this recognition. Adding to represent our beautiful and resilient island is a gratifying and humbling experience." She adds, managing and growing a small business isn't easy, especially with challenges the last few years have brought. However, with the support of my amazing family, a dedicated and hardworking team, supportive business partners, and customers who continue to believe in us, we strive to do the best we can and make every day count.
The NSBW award ceremonies took place on April 28th and 29th at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in Washington, D.C. Well, day 2 of KUAM's travels in Japan.
Let's check in with our Mitsuki Hirayama as she, along with videographer Daniel Perez, prepare to head on the inaugural flight from Haneda to Guam overnight.
Half a day, Mitsuki.
Half a day and konnichiwa from Tokyo. We are currently at Shinagawa Station. It only took us 13 minutes to get here on the KQ Express train straight from Haneda Airport. Whether you say it as Haneda as an English speaker or Haneda as they do in Japan, one thing is certain. United Airlines' new Haneda Guam route is an added convenience for residents and visitors alike. The airport has 3 terminals with a free shuttle bus to get around. Inside, there's various restaurants, a mall, a planetarium, observation, and even a hotel and spa. We're going to explore downtown because you can't miss out on Shinagawa when in Japan. Tune in tonight on KUAM News Instagram for a sneak peek of the inaugural flight back into Guam, because we're going to be flying out pretty late and touching down tomorrow before dawn. For now, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama reporting from Tokyo.
Now for your world at home.
Here's a view captured of Punta dos Amantes.
Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy. Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Everyone has something or someone they're saving for. From saving for your future college graduate to a down payment on your first home. Whatever you're saving for, Bank of Hawaii is here to help. For a limited time, you can earn up to 3.95% APY with our Banco Hana Savings Special when you deposit $25,000 of new money into a Banco Hana Bonus Rate Savings Plus account. So trust your savings to one of America's most trusted companies, Bank of Hawaii.
to Kmart, your 24-hour superstore since 1995. Always there for you, day or night. At Kmart, we're committed to offering you an extensive selection of products at prices you won't find anywhere else. From the essential to the exceptional, our aisles are alive with possibility. Bloom with confidence, style, and savings this spring. Discover stylish clothing that fits your budget without compromising on quality. From trendy pieces to timeless classics, find the perfect look for every member of your family without spending a fortune. Then pamper yourself with our selection of essentials from nourishing shampoos to rejuvenating beauty products and soaps. And let imagination soar with our selection of toys and games for kids of all ages. At Kmart, experience the thrill of discovery as you explore our aisles, filled with a variety of quality products that cater to your every need. From groceries to home goods to outdoor essentials, we are the ultimate one-stop shop. Dive into an unparalleled shopping experience where quality, variety, and savings await at every turn. Shop smart, save big at Kmart, your 24-hour superstore.
Only Pizza Hut lets you surround your favorite pizza with greatness. The one and only stuffed crust pizza tempts your taste buds with melted cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust. And at just $18.99 with one topping, the stuffed crust pizza is truly irresistible. So grab your slice of pizza perfection with cheesy goodness baked right into the crust. The stuffed crust pizza, just $18.99 with one topping. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Make plans, won't you, to be down at the Cove at 4:30 in the afternoon on May 2nd, because our friends at the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce are holding a Mind, Body, and Soul evening of empowerment, networking, and fun. $30 for members, $40 for future members. Make sure to check it out. If you are looking to hear some good music, the place to be, obviously, you will satiate the need to hear amazing music. It's going to make you feel good. It's at the UNOG Fine Arts Theater on May 4th, starting at 7:30 in the morning. Earth, Wind, and Choir. See, they're music majors, but their game when it comes to wordplay is absolutely unbeatable. I love that. And a youth paddling workshop is going to be held up in Saipan. That is going to be happening on May 4th, starting at 1 in the afternoon at Tachonga Beach. Make sure to check that out, and make sure to check this out because we got birthdays coming up.
Now to your birthday shout-outs,
which you can submit onto the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club on KUAM.com.
All right, everybody, it's the middle of the week and the first day of May. It's gonna be May. You know what? My coworkers dared me to say that, but you know what? Hopefully that's an extra added birthday present to Sky Mangrovang, who celebrates birthday number 5 this year. And Sky, your shout out says, may you always be blessed with joy and happiness. Hope you enjoyed your birthday. Love you always, your family. And happy blessed birthday number 2 to Ronan Jose San Nicolas Iglesias. We love you to the moon and back, say the Iglesias and Cepeda families. We hope that both of you had amazing birthdays, and we hope your families celebrate the miracles and the joys that are both of you.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Have a great evening and stay beautiful.
Well, it is filing deadline week, the last time that candidates get the chance to head over to the Guam Election Commission and file to be part of this year's primary. Hapadan Nick Delgado, welcome to another episode of The Hub. Let's go take a look at some of the candidates that did file, most specifically the delegate race.
The May 3rd deadline to file to run in the upcoming primary election is fast approaching. Former Congressman Michael San Nicolas, the first in the delegate race to file on April 13th, then posting online, today was one of those days of deep reflection. The former delegate walking down memory lane and his time in public office that began as a senator in 2012 with his family by his side. San Nicolas writing, in 6 months we passed our first bill that became one of the only 6 bills signed into law for newly elected freshmen. We got war claims passed through a Democrat House, Republican Senate, and signed by Republican President Trump. The only standalone funding bill to pass with bipartisan unanimous consent. And we didn't stop there. St. Nicholas also not shying away from discussing his campaign for governor in 2022 and alluding to the work of the current delegate, stating, Guam lost millions and millions in compact impact. In the middle of the adventures, our family could only watch as our island home stumbled over and over again on issues of such importance to people who needed them most. But we don't have to just watch. We know we can do something. On April 24th, the incumbent Congressman James Moylan filed his documents seeking re-election and firing back at the former delegate, sending a 5-minute video.
It's been a tough start. When we first entered Congress in December of 2022, Guam's image was tarnished in an ethics violation. This meant that we needed to rebuild the trust because nothing will be accomplished without relationships. And therefore, we hit the ground running. We are proud to state that just within 1 year, we worked to secure over $3.2 billion in economic activity for Guam. $3.2 billion. And this will create hundreds of new jobs.
He spoke from the Republican Party headquarters in Tamuning that same day, stating continuity is good for Guam, adding the work has only begun. That same April 24th afternoon, Democratic candidate Ginger Cruz filed her packet for delegate, supporters including former Governor Carl Gutierrez showing up by her side, her campaign posting this video online.
And I am here to tell you today that I am going to be the agent of change. Our island has to get back together. We can't be dragging each other down. We all have to be on the same page, and we need to live up to the history of the people that got us here, the people that were responsible for pushing the Organic Act, the people who are responsible for getting us to where we are today. It's not the same. Where is the inspiration? Where is the passion? Where is the hard work? Where is our desire to be agents for our own change? We need our lives to work better.
On April 29th, Senator Amanda Shelton filed her packet for Congress with her family by her side. Her campaign also posting a video on social media as she said a prayer and submitted her documents with the GEC.
Lord, we thank you for this day, for bringing us together to file, to make it official, this campaign, Shelton for Congress. We thank you for watching over us, for guiding us, for leading us to this moment. We ask that you help us to remain centered in your goodness and in your guidance. We pray that we may always focus on the work ahead of us, the work for the people of Guam, to make this island better, to build a better future for all of us here and for the generations to come.
As of April 30th, one publicly declared candidate for delegate had not yet filed with the GEC, Ken Leon Guerrero, who announced his run for the D.C. office under the GOP ticket, and apparently waiting until the 11th hour to file his packet. And for about 10 days, KUAM had an independent Decision 2024 poll for the delegate race active on our Facebook page. More than 2,000 voted. We should note these results do not determine the outcome of the actual election. Rather, it's to get the voters in on the election process. Here's the results. Ginger Cruz got the most votes. Amanda Shelton was second, followed by former Congressman Mike St. Nicholas, then Delegate James Moylan. David Lotz, who dropped out of the race, got second lowest in the poll votes, followed by Ken Leon Guerrero. A reminder, this KUAM delegate poll was your choice to vote, just as much as it is every election.
Thank you to all who participated. Next up, over on session floor with 2 GOP senators. Keep it here. You're watching The Hub.
Mom, what's for lunch? Mommy, what's photosynthesis? Mommy, where's Pluto? Is it Friday yet? Mom! Mommy! Mom! Mommy! Mommy! Mom! Mommy! Mommy!
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Sign up for any new unlimited plan and receive a free $300 Visa gift card on us.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back to The Hub. The local race isn't the only thing happening. America set to pick a president. Among the candidates, former President Donald Trump is currently involved in a hush money trial in Manhattan courtroom. The situation had a local senator wearing a t-shirt on session floor that pit him and a Republican colleague against one another, causing a brief distraction during a recent session talks.
First of all, a bond, what is a bond fundamentally?
April's session talks had two Republican senators seeking re-election at odds. The fashion police going after Senator Tom Fisher's t-shirt and the message it portrayed as he stood up during the committee of the whole.
Point of order.
Point of order. What's your point of order?
Point of order, Mr. Chair, is that there's an individual in this body that is breaking our rules and needs to be escorted out. So I ask that we recess while this individual is taken out for breaking the rules of this body.
We should note the rules were eased up for the day, for Denim Day. Senators recessed briefly to address the concern, KUAM speaking with both Senators Tom Fisher and Tello Taidagui, who to this day remain in disagreement over what went down inside Session Hall.
Rules were relaxed. And by God, I wore a shirt that said Trump's a traitor.
What was happening on there when the mics were turned off? And
Tello was running, Senator Tello Taidagui, she was running around the chamber trying to get support to have me thrown out.
And what were you saying to that?
What was there to say? I was just watching her. And then the bad thing was that we were disrupting the progress of the power authorities refinancing of the bond. And Frank Blas, he was trying to get that thing across home plate. Mm-hmm. And Tello doing what she did, it was just causing a disruption. And Frank pulled me aside and said, "Hey, come on." And so I went outside and put a jacket on.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really it. She was just, I think she was just very upset about the message. Which it's factual. Trump is a traitor. We do amusing things from time to time, but this game is real, very real, and time is growing short. I think we're under 200 days, Nick, until the general election. 200 days, and there's a possibility that this traitor could be elected president of the United States, and that is a result that is breathtaking and causes tremendous anxiety. This is for all the marbles. I'm sure you've heard me say that before. We could lose the Union. We almost did. January 6, 2021. The structure of the Republican Party no longer exists. It is Trumpist. It is the Trump Party. The island's full of people who are still Republicans. Republicans along the lines of John McCain, Ronald Reagan, Dwight David Eisenhower, Liz Cheney. Republicans who believe in the Union and believe in the Constitution, they still exist. Trump has taken over the structure of the Republican Party. It's run by a Trumpist now.
I don't need to hear the rest of it.
You don't want to hear the rest?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, he's trying to, yeah. And then, this, say for the record, but, it's obvious that he's trying to put his agenda across, to the people of Guam, which, is very disrespectful. He was literally using this opportunity to take away from the significant reason of Denim Day. He took advantage of this situation to put out his personal agenda. You know, he was breaking the law. I mean, the standing rules. Well, basically the legislature's law. He was breaking it.
It is a First Amendment discussion. You know, I am in the legislative body. I'm rightfully on the floor. I'm wearing a sloganed graphic T-shirt that was permissible under yesterday's suspended rules. And then we had another member, Senator Teidegree, you know, object to my speaking, which is, you know, God's a super ironist. Here we are in the floor of the legislature where speech should flow. And now we've got a senator trying to block it. I mean, it's amusing in one sense because it's absurd, but it's, it shows a failure to appreciate the protections of the U.S. Constitution.
He argues freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. He can do that all he wants. You know, anything outside the legislature, he can do whatever he wants. I have no problem with that. He can wear whatever or wear nothing at all. I don't care. But in the legislature, this is a place, you know, that we have to provide decorum, respect, and we're dealing with really important issues.
Next on the Hub, controversy stirring up in the race involving the Guam Education Board members. Keep it here.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
The Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco isn't just a late-night taco. It's a seasoned and slow-roasted chicken taco that pairs nicely with the new avocado verde salsa at any time. Introducing the new Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco, only at Taco Bell. The Cantina Chicken Burrito isn't just for late night, because it keeps it light with slow-roasted shredded chicken and finely shredded purple cabbage in a freshly grilled tortilla that's not shredded. Introducing the new Cantina Chicken Burrito, only at Taco Bell.
The Guam Education Board is also up for election. Welcome back to the Hub. At least 8 candidates got their packets looking to continue to sit on the public school board. The board has seen its share of conflict, but the latest comes after the resignation of a deputy superintendent who recently spoke with our Destiny Cruz. Take a listen.
What was the most challenging part at DOE?
I'm being very honest. It's the board, the interference. I sit in board meetings and I hear them belittle my superintendent, you know, because we're not allowed to speak to the board, right? It's the superintendent that reports to them. And it just pains me because he's my boss. And when you speak that certain ways to him and implicate staff to him about how bad we are, how we're not doing our jobs, that's wrong. Instead of being supportive, what can we do to make the situation better or change? It's not a positive environment. And I sit there in the board meeting because we have to, because we support our boss. But when they start belittling him and giving a certain board member the authority, the hour, the 10, 20 minutes to speak and belittle the superintendent and the management, that's wrong. I think the chairman can do a better job in managing that meeting, and when it's a bit out of control, pause it and say, let's take it offline. I hear the previous chairperson, Mr. Mark Mignola, would do that. You know, because it's not an open air, because it's public, for you to vent your personal feelings and to intimidate and demean, you know, the people that supposedly working for you. Anyway.
Do you feel that it could have been more constructive?
Oh yes, absolutely. More constructive and more professional.
So you also accused the board of micromanaging and interfering in operations, but doesn't GDOE management have to answer to the board?
Yes, we do. But when it comes to positions, who you hire, come on, that's not a policy. It's done. You listen to all the board meeting recordings, and you'll hear, you know, they question things. I mean, there's even one thing I discovered. Okay, so I had to do the budget by myself, with my team, right? New. So we're going through the budget, and we get to the administration, the superintendent's office, and I said, "Hey, where's this attorney's? It's not on our staffing pattern." And then this team goes back and runs a report. Oh, he's paid on indirect costs. I said, what's indirect costs? Every position needs to be accounted for in the budget. Local and federal, right? Because that's what we're supposed to do. Well, these people were neither in local or in federal. So I said, okay, put them into the local. Because why? Every single one of the 13 employees are classified employees. They have to fit into the staffing pattern. I did, and I mentioned that. My team and I had mentioned that from the first day we sat with the working board. Nothing was said. All the way until the end of the budget, they question it. Why are these indirect people in the budget? They shouldn't be. Well, then where should they be? Are they federally funded? No. Are they locally funded? No, but guess what? They're indirect. And it is in the board meeting of December 29, 2023, the chairwoman says, because our superintendent got questioned about his travel, okay, because you can't use local funds to travel. Well, his travel was going to come out of indirect costs. Indirect costs is a discretionary funds that's given to the superintendent to use. And that's normally we use it for training, for travel, for subscriptions, and for any incidental needs. You don't park permanent classified employees in that area, because if the indirect amount goes down, which it has, by the way, it's gone from 9.6% to 6-something, it means he has less money to spend. So when you have less money to spend, you have to first fund those guys because they're in the indirect. They shouldn't be. They should be part of the budget, either local or federal. So I get reprimanded. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. We'll deal with it in the April meeting. Well, it was never dealt with in the April meeting. And they're still out there. So maybe the legislature will find out where these bodies are and put them in the right place. But you know me, that's kind of like, to me, I call it as a blessing, because they didn't want to help us, so we found it, and I disclosed it. Is it right? I don't know, but I think it's got to be fixed and addressed.
And then my next question for you, you know, the elected board members are up for re-election. So what would you say to those members? And another part to that, what would you say to the voters who get to decide who will sit on the board?
It's really up to the voters. Is if you're running to support the education of the children of Guam, know your role. If you're a policy board, stay there. Stay in your lane. Because you're not helping the management and staff that have to run the day-to-day operation by nitpicking and accusing and threatening the team. I know there's one particular that's been there for years. So my question is, you've been there for years with all these issues and problems, school facilities and what have you. What have you done? And now you're nitpicking all these little things? That's wrong. Maybe it's time to move along and let other people, you know, be in the position to do what's right and help, and truly be a policy board that would guide and support the administration of GDOE.
Get registered to vote today on gec.guam.gov. Keep it here. Next, we head back to the Election Commission office to get voters and candidates up to speed. You're watching The Hub.
This racetrack has made it possible to make Guam, as mentioned, a center of the world. Racers from the States, racers from Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and so on brings everything together, brings us all together in this part of the world. And that is wonderful in itself.
Get Papa John's delivered to you hot and fresh via the Uno Go app. Whether it's a party, day at the beach, or just because. You do the ordering, we'll take care of the delivery. Order from Papa John's Guam, one of many quality partners of the Uno Go app, or you can visit the website at uno-go.com. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza, and Uno Go, Guam on demand. The perfect combo.
Are you ready for an unforgettable evening of fun and philanthropy? After a 7-year hiatus, Our Lady of Purification Catholic Church invites you to Red, White, and Brew. Mark your calendars for Thursday, May 23rd, as we transform our church grounds into a haven of taste and merriment from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Savor fine wines or craft beers, complemented by tantalizing poo-poos, delicacies, and artisan carvings while enjoying live entertainment by Joe Guam. Plus, win fantastic door prizes that will add an extra sparkle to your night. Tickets are $50 each. But here's an offer you can't miss. Buy 5 tickets and get 1 free. Every dollar raised will go towards Our Lady of Purification Catholic Church Parish Operations Fund, ensuring that our church can continue to serve and uplift our community in meaningful ways. For tickets and information, contact Francis Guerrero at 671-929-5094. Let's get together, raise our glasses, and create lasting memories while supporting the mission of Our Lady of Purification Catholic Church. See you there. This event is exclusively for age 21 and above.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Now the time has come. Your vote matters. So over the next couple of months, take the time to get registered and show up on August 3rd for the primary. Thanks for joining us here on The Hub. If you've got a story you think we should look into, email reporters at KUAM.com or DM us on social at KUAM News. We close out with another check-in at the Guam Election Commission. Adios. Half a day, Tom?
Half a day, Nick.
Wow, May 3rd has come around so quick. We've already seen all the campaign signs going up. We're seeing everyone getting out on social media and wherever they can to make sure that their names are heard and ahead of the election, this primary. But the deadline has come May 3rd.
Yes. Yes, the election code requires that all candidates seeking nomination for the primary election must file their candidacy by 90 days prior to the election. So that will be on May 3rd on 5 p.m. And all packets must be complete and accompanied by 3 clearances: your police clearance, your superior court clearance, and your district court clearances.
Do those packets have to go before the commission? Do they have to like ratify it, or what happens from there?
Yes, that is correct. So the packets will come to us and we will vet them, and then we will present them to the board for ratification.
Wow, I saw at least more than 100 candidates pick up, but it all depends on who files, really, right?
Yes, that is correct.
How are we doing? How's the Election Commission doing to prepare? It seems like you guys are on track so far?
Yes, we are on track. We have been conducting candidate seminars, informing them about what's upcoming, and then we're also doing our volunteer voter registrar programs, which are members of the community coming out to help get people to come out and register to vote and participate in this election.
I want to pivot to that a little bit because while you guys always have the Election Commission staff on hand year round, it's also part of the community that can help to participate on Election Day and leading up to Election Day to make sure that this process is as smooth and as simple as possible, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Voting is part of the community, and through our volunteer voter registrar program, members of our community can come in, be a part of us, and attend an hour-long seminar, and they can go out and register people within their community to come out and vote.
Man, how does that benefit you guys here in making sure that that process is seamless?
Oh, it helps us. It helps us tremendously. These people can go out within their neighborhoods, within their organizations that they have, and then just gather the people that we may not be able to get to.
Are there other polling precincts? I know usually we have volunteers out there at the polling precincts on primary election day, on election day as well. Is there training planned for those as well, those volunteers?
Polling precincts?
Precinct
officials. Yes, there will be precinct officials. However, the training dates for those trainings have not been set yet.
Okay.
But of course, once we get closer to that time, we will be informing people of the precinct official applications and when trainings will be expected.
Yeah, we'll be sure to share that with you as well here on KUAM and on the GEC's website, gec.guam.gov. Go there right now, get registered to vote. But Tom, again, May 3rd is the very final deadline for candidates to submit their completed packets. What else is next for the Guam Election Commission moving forward?
And then, of course, we also want to remind our voters that if any of you will not be here on island on Election Day on August 3rd, we encourage you to go ahead to our website and fill out our absentee application and submit it to the GEC as soon as possible. That way, once ballots are ready, we can deliver them in a timely manner for you to deliver it back.
Yeah, yeah, because your vote matters. Even if you can't be here, doesn't mean that we can't count that as well. What I'm most excited about is what the discussion was carried out at the last Election Commission meeting when we were talking about upgrading our tabulation machines. Because we're always looking at our watches, like how much longer do you think it might take for us to get the numbers in, right?
Yes.
So that's still an ongoing discussion?
Oh yes, that's still ongoing, and we are looking into areas where we can improve tabulation and that we can get the results out quicker to the public.
Nice. Okay. Well, we'll speak to you guys again next week to find out if there's anything else that the voters or the candidates need to know now that the deadline has come and gone for them to file. Thank you for your time, Tom.
Great. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks. And again, if you see these voter registration signs out and about, don't forget you can click the QR code right here and learn everything you need to know on the GEC's website. Thank you again, Tom, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you, Nick. All right.
This program lineup is brought to you by Vision Express.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.